Hello and welcome to another edition of the Teen Scare Movement Talk Show with me, Abdullah Bari. And as usual, we're going to have a very interesting topic of discussion, of which today's discussion will be centered around education, I mean the academic field. The topic of discussion for today is students and their academic challenges, for which I have two beautiful ladies and two handsome gentlemen in the studio with me to help us with the discussion. So, lest you forget, this is the Teen Scare Movement Talk Show with me, Abdullah Bari. For proper introduction of the people in the studio, we'll start with the guy from the right side.
Hello viewers, my name is Usman Fambule.
Hello viewers, my name is Elizabeth Moyo.
Hello viewers, I am Rakia Tujalo.
Hello viewers, my name is John Augustine Vandy.
So, they did a very beautiful introduction. For now, we're going to move directly into the discussion to start with the term education itself. Since we're talking about academia, we're going to talk of education. So we'll start with a very handsome, probably beautiful gentleman to tell us the meaning of education. John, would you please help us with that?
Well, thank you very much. I must say, first of all, I'm delighted and honored to be here today. Education, in my knowledge, is the process or act of impacting knowledge or skill into oneself as a profession.
Wow. Skill. So that's beautifully defines education for us all. We move on to the wideness of the topic itself. So now, John, since you've defined education, would you mind telling us, why do we need education? Why do we need education?
Why do we need education? It's such an interesting question. You know, for the past few years, I've been wondering why Africa, Sierra Leone to be specific, do normally focus on education. One of our greatest leaders, Nelson Mandela, once said, education is the most powerful weapon one can use to transform the world. You know, one of the factors why we need education is to, let me say, take away poverty from our lives. You know, one can say money is not all that matters, but money matters, yes. You need basic amenities. You need to get going. You know, with education, without money, now per se, without money, education, you can't get.
So I like that, John. Elizabeth, do you actually agree to what John said? Like, he's trying to say we shouldn't focus mostly on education, but chase the money. I don't know how you see that.
Towards that comment, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Why?
By acquiring education, I think you can earn money by that. But you cannot only focus on the money and left out the education. Education is very vital, you know. It's important to us.
So it's a pivotal thing for you in life. So, Madam Gakiatu, do you agree to her statement? She is trying to say, when you have education, you have money. Do you buy that idea? Because usually I see people with degrees around the world, probably shoe vendors.
Of course, even in our country, we have a clear example. We have a lot of graduates without job and they don't even have money. You can see in this country we have people with degrees, people they are sitting down, they don't have even something to eat, except you see them doing things that are not even
worth for a graduate.
Worth for a graduate. So I think education will it's actually something that will make you know actually the reason why you're here, and also it helps, it changes the world and make it a better place for you. It is education that will help you to become a very productive person in the society, to know what is wrong from right, and also to also know that you're someone that worth living, if I can say. And also it makes the world, if I can say, a better place for you to live in. It is education that will make you, expose you to the world and make you learn more things that you didn't learn before. It is education that will help you to know that this is actually something that I'm supposed to do, and this is something that I'm not supposed to do. So
wow.
education
so you
is
try
not
to say
all, yes, it's not
education
all about
talks
money.
about the do's and don'ts.
Yes, it's not all about money. education will actually lead you to money, to earn money. That is, if you use it wisely, and but it's not actually all about money.
Wow.
Yes.
So we take the gentleman who I believe started the introduction, Usman Fambule.
Yes.
So I would heard from the three sides. Any objection to that?
Well, it's a diverse way, yeah, because you have the advantageous part, you have the disadvantageous part.
Wow.
Understand? So,
Which
think,
would you help us with?
I think I will go into the advantageous part, because when we come to the challenges, that will tell you the disadvantage part of education. So, education, when you acquire education, you acquire knowledge, a skill, or an habit. You explore yourself. It makes you be self-confident because of the degree you've acquired. It makes you it's proof that the knowledge that you have acquired, you have it within you, and you can use that to solve problems, because all about education is how best we can learn and solve the problem of society, because that's what education means. You just don't go there for the money, you just don't go there for the fame or happiness, but you get education for you to help and solve the problems of society. Yes, the money will come later, because an educated person is have more chances to get well-paid job. You understand? Opportunities come their way. So the money is there, but you have to have the key factor, which is to get educated and help solve the problems of the society.
Okay, thank you very much. Based on the views of these different people, I would like to buy the idea that all of you are concerned about Western education, not the term education itself. So being that you're concerned about the Western education itself, now let's see what are these challenges you face in acquiring this Western education. So Elizabeth.
Okay, let's say we start with gender discrimination.
Wow.
In some families, you will see the parents, they do put their, let me say, the boys in school and discriminating the girls. That the girls are not fit to be in school, they should be at home or at married place. The boy should be the one that should be educated.
Don't you think you suit that place?
What?
Don't you think you suit that place?
No, I don't think so. I don't.
Okay,
shoot that
I thought
place.
you were going to buy the idea of
No.
gender discrimination. Do you, Gakiatu, I don't know, probably you do wish to be in that place also. Are you discriminated? Like, is that a means through which your educational procedures get hindered, or do you buy her idea?
I can say for now, I won't buy it. I'll partially buy the idea, because I think now
Partially.
yes, because
This needs some relaxation.
I think now our parents are actually now they know the importance of education. So I don't think the kind of gender discrimination happens now in the village areas, but in town I can say parents know the importance of education now, so they allow both men and women go to school equally, because I don't believe in saying it is the men that will actually make you become successful in the family. It is the man that will be more productive than the female. I believe that both will be able to, and it depends on them.
Thank you. Gender equality plays its role in the studio as at now. 50-50. So the guys have been quite marginalized in this particular topic or question. So I'll move to them. Now I'll start with John. Please have mercy on me. So what I'm going to say is, now in the African society, as they say, the men have been always at the prime of everything. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So just recently we've tried to withdraw from that. So what have you been doing to fight this challenge and make sure girls also gain their own education?
Well, I won't say I've been doing much. I haven't been doing much because
That's very cool from you.
yeah, sure.
Because you know the problem and you've not been doing anything.
It's time, and
Okay.
we don't want to rush with things. Talking about Western education, gender inequality, and all, it's quite interesting. You've seen that they've bought 50-50. That shows that they also want to be among men. That means they are no more. They don't want to left behind. They want to sit in those positions wherein we normally do sit. That means they've got their eyes have opened to such you know, education, Western world, and all stuff. You know.
Okay, so thank you, John. So, Fabule,
Yes,
I think probably you'll want to get back at me, but please don't try to.
no,
Just
no.
have your say. The owner.
Sure,
Thank you.
So it's quite simple. Yeah, we need to factorize the factors here, because being discriminated, I don't think that is the actual issue. Let us take back to pre-colonial era before this Western education. In the African
Used to be.
setting,
Uh-huh.
we are having the poorer society, which is meant for the men,
Uh-huh.
that of the bondo, which is meant for the ladies.
Wow.
In that society, for the bondo, there the ladies are being taught, they are being educated, you understand, to be a very good housewife, you understand, to be, you know, respectable in society, to know how to man the affairs of the house, and that also is an education.
Wow.
Let us note that. And also for the poor society where the men have been educated, they are taught. It's also an education for them to be responsible in life, for them to know how to man issues.
So, how would you relate that to the present day? Let's leave the pre-colonial era there.
No,
How
I just
would
want
you-
to tell. I just want us to have that flashback that
Okay.
it is not discriminated up to now. They are not discriminated, because that also is a means of education. We should not be only focusing on the formal education. We have the informal education where people get skills, you understand, where people get ideas, you know.
Okay.
Apprenticeship is also an education where you acquire, you learn something to do. So
Okay.
being that, saying that they are discriminated, I don't think that's a challenge, you understand. When you are, if you are capable, you go in for that.
Okay. So that being the case, I think we'll go for a short break and we'll be right back.
My name is Andasi Williams. I am the Executive Director of Teen Scale Movement.
You're watching a program brought to you by Teens Care Movement.
Welcome back to the Teens Care Movement talk show with me, Abdullah Bari. As we were discussing on the topic students and their academic challenges, we are going to continue the discussion proper. We've spoken about gender discrimination, right? So Rakiatu, what do you think is another pivotal or quite important point we've left out?
Well, we have a lot of challenges children face nowadays and even before. We have even child marriage, we have child labor, we have stresses, teenage pregnancy. These are all challenges that children face
Wow.
while going to school. Yes.
So-
And we know teenage pregnancy, what happens when a child is pregnant, when the child goes to school, because of the laugh at her and all, she happens to drop out. And all over the world, even in Africa, we have high rates of teenage pregnancies, and all of these children don't go to school after getting pregnant. We have child labor, we have these parents that depend on children to bring income in their houses, and if you find out that when these children go out there, they suffer a lot, and they end up dropping out from school, they don't go to school. These are also challenges.
So these are some of the challenges which Rakiatu has cited out. I think move to Famul there. Any other?
Yes. In terms of poverty, poverty is also a key role that disturbs people to acquire education. Some people or some students or teenagers, they might want to go to school, but there is no money to fund their education, so they tend not to go to school because of poverty. Then also we have the health status. You know, during this period of learning, people, you know, somehow sick, somehow some problems that disturb them in their academic studies. So it will reach at a point where the person will decide, let me don't go to school.
Okay,
When-
okay.
when they are
So
fully
John,
disabled.
do you have any contributions? to
Yeah, I think peer group peer group influence is another key factor. You see, I was a victim. I was once a victim of peer group
Oh,
influence.
interesting. This one
Yeah.
needs some attention.
There was a time we are in, let me say, it was, I think, primary school. I was the senior prefect at that time, but there comes a time I was admiring the boys that normally come to school late and all. We are different type of shoes. And I would decide to join them, and hoping I'll perform great with them. But unfortunately for me, as times goes on, my grades began to come down. And remember, I'm a senior prefect.
Wow.
It even went bad. I was stripped of my badge, yeah, and I got scolded by my mom, and said I won't attend school again if I decide to join bad boys again. You see, and these are times we are in. They are very challenging. I have to sit down and think of it. What if I drop school? What would then happens to me? I decided to deviate myself, and boom.
You
The
were
next
back.
week, I checked my grade, and they were excellent, my brother. That's a clerical proof that
So
peer
okay.
group influence.
I kind of understand that John is bringing out solutions. So I would like us now to move to that place. Since we know there are these problems, peer group influence, teenage pregnancy, and the likes. So now all we need to know is what are these solutions to these problems. So Elizabeth, you've been silent for quite a long time now. So solutions to these problems, the academic challenges we face. Okay, we have these problems out there, teenage pregnancy and the schooling, right? So what do you think is the solution to this problem? Solution to gender discrimination, teenage pregnancy, so that the education itself will be up there at the peak.
Well, I think all those things just has to be stopped.
How
Governments
how
need
do you
to-
think the government can improve?
The government needs to just put emphasis on those things, make laws and other things that will
Okay.
enable this to stop.
Quite pivotal laws, Farbul.
Exactly. So there are so many challenges that we'll not be able to delve in, and also they are related to some way we can combat those things. So as a student, first of all, you have to be someone that have the eagerness to learn. When you have the eagerness to learn, you understand, and know the essence of education, you'll be able to combat all those things, because it is when you are educated, you have the knowledge of what you are doing, you will think of entering into what we just mentioned, these challenges, and when you have the knowledge, you're able to tackle all those things. So it will be best and be very very much great if we have the desire to learn, we have the eagerness to know things, because when you have the eagerness to know things, you will know what to do.
Okay, so John.
Yeah, I'm still with the peer group influence, and you see, talking about solutions, I think when we talk about solutions, parents has a lot to do with this. Let's go back to my story I just narrated some years ago. If I wasn't schooled by my mom, do you think I would have it a second thought? No, I would have given it a second thought. But my mom sat me down, talked to me as as our own child, sorry, and I saw the reality of it and decided to change my ways. I believe parents had a lot to do with it.
Okay, so John says the parents. Rakia too.
Um, as for me, I think everyone has a responsibility towards that. The parents, the government, the students, and the teachers.
Okay.
The parents, we have some parents actually, they don't care about their children, if I may say. They just know that in the morning they wake up, go to school, in the afternoon they comes back, and when they are from job, they don't care. They don't ask the child, how was school today, what did you learn? They don't want to know. So I think the parents have a very great role in this area. You need to know the kind of friends your children involve in with. You need to know what your child is doing check in the school, know that the child is always present, and make sure that the child always do his or her assignment. Make sure that you take good care of your child. If she or he needs something, you provide it for him. And coming down to the child, one thing we need to realize as children, we have a focus. We need to make sure that being that we are going to school to learn and to become productive people in the society, that means we need to work tremendously to see that we achieve our goals. Any child that has a goal, that has a focus, I don't think that child will involve in anything that will make that child go backward. Coming to the government also has a great role to play. That is to provide this learning equipment, to make sure that they pay the teachers, to make sure that they check on the teachers, and make sure that they do whatever it takes to make sure that the education is in a very, very good way for everyone in the country. Coming down to also the teachers need to also make sure that any teacher that actually, I always say that any teacher that loves his profession, his or her profession, does it greatly.
Yes, we need teachers who are passionate about it.
Passionate about their job. If you are passionate enough about your job, you don't put money first. You make sure that you teach, and the money will come later. And I also know that when a teacher is passionate about his or her job, he does not focus on payments or salaries, because he always knows that there are more opportunities that will be coming on his way. And we always have teachers that we love the most in our schools, right? Because of their teaching skills. And these teachers, when we achieve something in the future, we'll never forget them.
Yes,
you understand? Because of what they do for us. So we all have a great responsibilities to play. We all need to make sure that we play our roles greatly. And if we do that, I believe the education will reach the peak it's supposed to go.
Okay, so if we do all that Rakiatu has said, and Fabulde, John, and Elizabeth, our education is going to be up there. But we've listed out solutions, we've dialogued on them. So, how do you think we are going to implement these things? What do we need to do to make sure these things are implemented, Fabulde?
Well, they are quite challenging for them to be implemented, but we just have to do that, you understand? Because whatever you want to acquire or succeed or get in life, you just have to face challenges. But notwithstanding that, you have a focus. And for someone to achieve whatever he or she has planned him or herself to get, you have to be focused.
Focus.
So, I'm going to.
Why are you emphasizing focus?
You have to be focused in life.
Okay. Do you have to be focused?
Don't be distracted.
John, are you focused?
Sure.
Elizabeth, are you focused?
I'm focused.
Okay.
Don't be distracted. You understand? Okay. That is why another very essential thing that you use to combat all these challenges, you have to be highly spiritual. You know, you have to put God first. Whatever we do, we call God first. When you put God first, we prioritize our priorities now, because with the help of God, everything is possible. Everything is possible with the help of God. So
just do we have a pagan amongst us? I'm sure. Probably you are offending somebody. No, we have human rights to religion.
Sure, I mean no disrespect to those who do not believe in God or have the believing that God is living. So here I will pinpoint here 3 D's. Take note, 3 D's. You have to be desired, determined, and disciplined. So if you have the desire, the 3 D's, you have to be desired, determined, and disciplined. Okay. So in acquiring or implementing all these strategies that we've just mentioned, all these things that we've just put across, you have to be someone that have the desire to do these things. When you have the desire to do these things, you determine well, and with determination you back up with discipline, because it's only when you are disciplined you can acquire good education. I tell you, education without discipline is nothing, but discipline without education is something worthy. So if you want to be a successful somebody, you have to be disciplined
without education.
It's worthy, because you
so
know
how are you going to know what is discipline without education?
My friend, discipline. Let us take an example. There are people out there today who are not disciplined but they are educated.
How?
Involving in corruption is something that is very, very much demeaning and not accepted in society. It's because of lack of discipline. But if you are disciplined, you have the right direction on what to do. So with that your education, you will never involve in corruption.
No, John, I bet you wouldn't buy that thing he said. He said discipline without education is desired. But discipline is something you have to learn, and that is education. So I wonder, what does he mean?
Yeah, that's another
I tell
form
you,
of
it's
education.
ethical. Good. Earlier in my initial statement, I told you we have to consider the informal education. You understand?
Well,
you can be disciplined from your home.
Okay.
I tell you, there study education, socialization. We all know that it starts from the home.
Okay.
So if you are disciplined from the home, mind you, after the house, you go to the school. If you are indisciplined from the house, you just portray the act of the indisciplinedness in the school.
In the school.
So you have to be disciplined from the home. So
you have to take note of the
justifies. So that
desires,
justifies, determine, and discipline.
Okay.
With that, you will help to
please
implement all those things.
Take note of these 3Ds. They are very important. So, Rakiatu, you have to tell us, how do you think we're going to implement these laws?
Well, I think he actually highlighted a very key point, that is for you to be very spiritual and believe in God. And I also have my own ways I work in achieving my goals.
Okay.
My first one is to always believe in God. Yes. And my second one is work very hard and always believe that you will make it. Always believe in yourself. When you work hard, you always expect positive. And also I believe in destiny, and this is something that is very key. Some people fail to believe in destiny, and why I'm actually stressing at this point is some people, when they fail on the way, they don't have the courage to continue. And this is something that has actually let so many people down. When they fail on the way, they actually fail to continue. And one thing you should believe is anything that meets you was destined to meet you.
Okay.
And anything that does not come your way will never come your way. It wasn't destined for you. So the fourth one that I always work with is always respect your elders and make sure that you pity the young ones. And I believe with these 4 points, you'll be able to reach the goal you are working towards.
So, if the 3Ds do not work for you, you can please take the 4 steps that Rakiatu has shown. Now, we've helped you a lot. Probably John and Elizabeth will give you other solutions to your problem. So, Elizabeth, how do you think we are going to combat this problem? So, how are we going to implement good things out there for education to flourish?
Well, I think if there is a good standard of education, and with that we can be able to engage ourselves in good things, like for instance, if I'm going to school, right, and they have all the facilities that I need, I will make good use of them,
Okay.
I will engage myself, do the things that, like for example, if I'm in
will
a science
benefit
stream
you.
and my school have science materials that I need to do my research and other stuff, I think I'll make use of it. But if there is any, I don't think I'll be encouraged to go and do other research in other places also.
So this is directly for the government from Elizabeth. The government has to provide a standard educational system for the people. As you've heard from her, if she is a science pupil, she needs the materials. So the government needs to take note of that. So John, the last man standing, I think I am as in Buckeye. Don't you look alike?
Yeah, people do say because of the red lips and all.
I think I have one, but never mind. So how do you think we're going to combat that?
Well, passion. Passion is one.
Are you going to work with 4 P's or 5 P's?
No.
I thought you were going to work.
Passion is one. You know, when I have love for the thing I do, I don't think I have the right, or I will think of indulging into, various something that I'm malpractice and all. Let's take a key example to teachers. If I have love for teaching, there's no need for me to collect money in exchange for my work to student. If my job is washing car, I make sure I first of all have passion for the job.
I encourage you not to have passion for washing cars.
No, that's just an
It's a
example.
skill.
It's a
It's
skill.
an education.
Remember,
Washing cars.
yeah.
It's an informal
Remember,
education.
It's an education.
Oh, okay.
Remember, we said education is the process or act of acquiring knowledge or skill. That's the skill. If you don't know how to wash car, definitely you will get problem with those
Sure.
leaving their cars. So those
You
cars
will let me
And,
let me just come in. You will definitely take a water, a pour it where there should be a field.
Yeah,
That is
sure.
the problem. So you have
And
to
that's
get
the
the skill.
problem.
You have to be educated in washing car.
Yeah.
So
You
it's a
need to be
skill.
educated.
Yeah, it's just
Please don't allow your kids to go. Okay.
Haven't you heard of a car washer who is successful?
Probably if you
Yeah,
tell
right.
me I love washing cars.
It's all about passion. When you have love for what you do, if I have love for washing car, I won't get into someone's car and steal something from it. No, you don't know who that someone is. Maybe it might be your helper tomorrow. You don't know.
Okay.
So passion is one. And I'm back to the
just so
parents.
before you go to that point,
Yeah.
those of you are washing cars, please have passion for it. You don't know, probably the car you are washing is the car of the life changer God has sent for you.
Surely.
So please,
Surely.
if you are washing cars, please have passion for it.
You might be
So,
thinking
John.
that actually washing car is kind of some kind of a
Weird
joke
and
skill. You
Well,
understand?
don't
But-
blame me.
but-
It's the society we're living in.
But I want you to also know that all these skills are equally important,
Yes,
because
in
if
society.
there were no car washers, then I think even you find some, you'll be washing your car too.
No, we'll have
now.
dirty cars.
So
By
it's
yourself.
they are very important.
So yeah, John.
Um,
First passion. Secondly,
And secondly, the parents. As a parent, you need to.
you've worked with two P's.
Yeah.
And you promise not to work with them. Okay.
Okay, that's the last one. I think that's the last one. Okay, the parents. As a parent, you need to get a quiet time with your child. Sat down the child, talk to him or her, tell her what the needs of education, tell her what not to do, and tell her what to do. I believe that way you can help to combat the situation.
Okay, is that the last?
Yeah, that's the last. No
Wow.
more peace.
Okay, I have another P to add to that.
Really?
From passion to parent, now to. Sorry, I just left the P at home, so we will continue with the P later.
I will help you with that. It can
No,
be
thank you. I am the
practical.
owner. Please don't intrude in my.
Sorry,
Okay,
sir.
just wait. Since you want to say something, we'll now move to the last words. I don't think I love that side of the discussion, but you just have to. So I'll start with you, so you'll be the first one leaving.
Alright, for me to help you with the P that you left, so
Okay.
let it be practical, yeah? Because with all the passion, with all the advice your parents will give you, if you don't practicalize it, it will never work. So that's it. My last word is going to be very simple, yeah? This is going for everybody, because
Including the car washer.
everybody,
Yes.
because education is the means of acquiring skill, acquiring knowledge, ideas and habits. So in that process you are trained, you are given ethics on how you should, do these things when you come back to the universe. Take a clear example of you going to the university. First of all, if you are a student that is reading mass communication, there are ethics, you understand, that governs mass communication. One, I'll tell you, you are going to be trained not to defam, to send out news that are not relevant, that are not needed by people. So you have to follow that ethics. So in acquiring the knowledge, make sure you take note of the ethics. Then also, if you want to be successful in your education, I'll give you two methods that you're going to use. Now, we all have mentioned hard work. Hard work, there are so many ways you can practicalize it with study. So if you as a student, you want to be successful in life, you have to study. And I'll tell you, study as if there is no God. When you go to the examination hall, pray as if you've never studied. I believe with that will help you. So that will be my last word. Study. Hard work pays. Thank you very much.
Hard work, peace. John. I just want the guys to leave.
Really?
So say your last words.
It's as if you don't appreciate our presence.
No, I just want you to be the first to leave.
Okay.
Just I want you to, the bed shows some hierarchy here. So I use the bed to if they had beds, you would have been here.
Okay, that will not be a problem.
Okay.
Actually, it has been a fine moment here. I must say I'm excited. And talking about, I'm still with the combatant area. I left something out earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably it will make it
Which
a
is
fixed P.
no, it will no longer be P.
Okay.
It is career cards choosing career path. Sorry,
Oh, path
path.
career. Okay,
Career
so it's
path.
a P also. Yes.
But the P comes last.
No, you just change it.
It doesn't
Path
matter,
career
it doesn't
choosing.
matter.
Use that one.
Okay, path
Okay.
career choosing.
Okay.
Okay, it's about what we want to become in life. We don't normally go to schools and vocationals, not because we want to go to these vocationals or schools. We're going there to become somebody in the future. Therefore, if you want to become somebody in the future, you need to know what you want. Someone should dictate for you what you want to become. That's with the parents. There are some parents, if a child wants to become a lawyer, I say, Mom, I want to become a lawyer. Since 5 years, I've been saying this. And later on, just because your sister's daughter is a doctor, and you then force that child to become a doctor, which is quite wrong. You don't know the strength of that child in that area of doctor and medicine area. You therefore allow the kids to choose their own career. You just be a guide. You guide them how to go about it. You understand?
Okay.
So career choosing is one of the most important keys.
Okay.
And I would like to, this is for the parents, allow your kids to choose their own career. You just be the guide to them. Thank you.
Thank you. So parents, allow your kids to choose their careers. So Elizabeth, I would like you to say your final words.
Okay. I start to only say corruption in our educational sector.
All right.
Corruption is like a tournament that has stolen the beauty of this handmade called education. Students who are to study for success are now sorting out for success. There is corruption in our educational sector.
So we need to fight it.
This method called corruption has stolen the futures of many students and leaving them empty.
Wow.
There is corruption in our educational sector and fire in the classroom. We need change, but we must first be the change that we want to see. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We need change, but we must first be the change
Yeah.
we want to see. So, the Iron Lady, or probably the final lady's words. So, Rakia to Jallo.
Yeah, my final words will be to everyone. It's going for especially us, the students, the children out there, the youth. I want you to know that no one owes you anything in this world. You owe yourself everything. And stop being scared to make mistakes. Doing something and getting it wrong is at least more productive than doing nothing. So you should make sure that, or you should always know that you have a goal that you want to achieve, and you should work very hard to achieve that goal. For those who have failed so many times, know that you will never change your past. You will never be able to change your past, but you can do something today that can change your future. You can reposition yourself today. You can make decisions today that can change what tomorrow will bring. So your future starts today, and you should not play about it. You should not play, and make sure that you reposition yourself so that your tomorrow will be okay. When you are doing good today, you are ensuring your happiness for tomorrow. No matter what you're doing, no matter even if you are crawling, make sure that you work very hard to reach the peak you want yourself to be. So finally, I want you all to know that the person you want to become in life, there are thousands of people out there that want to become that. But whosoever you want to be in life, make sure that you be a person with special skill, and make sure that even if you are a bread seller, be a bread seller with a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Uniqueness counts in everything we do. So since I am the host, and I'm going to make sure I be the host with passion, with desire, determination, and then I work with the P's, but not the parents' P's. So, however, this is how we come to the end of today's edition of the Teen Scale Movement Talk Show. I've been your host, Abdullah Bari. The topic of discussion for today has been students and their academic challenges. Stay tuned for the next edition.